Hey guys, sorry guys if you hear any background noise, but welcome to today's review. The last review before my main one. It's Endgame. So, back in the box for it to work. I'm using a box today. I'm trying to use a fucking box. Sorry about this, guys. I just want to get this review done. I just want to get the review done. Thank you. But today I'm reviewing Infinity War, which is the prequel for tomorrow's main review. I just thought I needed to do them both. And then next year I'm starting my next review book. That review book is 2020. Which means Endgame is going to round this book up. So review book number 2 is going to be 2 books on 2011. Just get into my review. I did skip a lot of it, but it's still got a high review. So if you hear any background noise, because they're being dicks. This film came out in 2018. It's fantasy sci-fi and it's 2 hours and 40 minutes long. We hear Asgard paying a turn, saying they're under attack. Thanos basically kills Loki and Heimdall. Heimdall sends Hulk that was damaged back down to Earth to warn you guys. Then he blows up the ship. Then we then head to Stark talking about marriage proposal because they got proposed. Doctor Strange appears. Bruce Banner is there too after falling through their roof. Wong talks about the Infinity Stones and they head out for their first fight. Spider-Man's Stanley's the minibus. Spider-Man's spider sense goes off and he asks Ned to distract, and he just said, "We're all gonna die, look outside, there's alien shit, we're all gonna die." And then he hops out the window and he gets off this planet, Squidward. That's just the best line ever. Get off this planet, Squidward. And they have a massive fight, but then Hulk having trouble out, and as Tony's complimenting Hulk, he's like, "Oh, good to have you back, my tank, good to have you back, my tank." And he's like, Then the fight ends with him, Doctor Strange getting kidnapped and being tortured as the Spider-Man gets his Iron Spider suit. Now I've written here, skip to the fight. I wanted to hurry this review up and I really wanted to get out tonight so I don't have to upload 2 videos tomorrow because that will just destroy my schedule and it would be so difficult to get Endgame done. I just want to get Endgame done early in the day, put the review in my book, review it for you guys tomorrow. So I'm going to probably do exactly the same. I'm going to do a bit of I'm probably going to skip all the beginning and head directly, because I'll talk about going to Ant-Man, but other than that I'm going to head all the way down to the 6 stone collecting onwards, because a 3-hour film is hard to get into one part. And it's going to be really hard to get the It miniseries, but I'm planning on doing 2 episodes for the It miniseries. The first episode, because if you don't know, in the miniseries it ends with Stan slitting his wrists, and it continues from there. I'm going to stop at exactly the same point, review both parts, upload them as episode 1, episode 2, just because it's easier. But I skipped to the fight. While that fight at Wakanda just started, Thor creates his Stormbreaker weapon, because his manure got smashed by Hela. Thanos makes it to Titan, the planet Titan. Fight happens. They try removing Vision's stone in the lab while the fight's still going on. Peter Quill breaks the Mantis' control because she gets on this relax, and he's like, "You killed Gamora." Boom, 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 and he managed to overpower them, take the time stone, head up to Wakanda. Wanda starts to destroy the stone, but sadly, obviously Thanos has now got the time stone, which means he just reversed everything that just happened. He then gets Mind Stone, rips it out, and puts it in his gut, but Thor comes to save you with a Stormbreaker. But then he says, "You should have gone for the head." And boom. So I'm trying to make it epic. This is an epic moment in cinema history, and my clicking does not do it fucking justice. There you go. Finally, that is perfect. All right. Right. So then he basically sees young Gamora. If you don't, I've got to tell you what happened to Gamora. Basically, he chucked her off a cliff to get the the Soul Stone because it takes sacrifice. You just yeet her off the ledge. Basically, he just grabs her arm and yeets her. So then he gets back, but he teleports away. So I've now got an order of deaths. So this is the ones we definitely see fade. I'm not classifying Maria Hill and Nick Fury because I'm not doing post-credit scenes. End of. Because in Marvel films, if I did post-credit scenes, the review would be an extra 5 minutes. Basically, what I've done is it did tease Captain Marvel and also Nick Fury and Maria Hill got erased from history, but I just thought, nah, I'm not going to be including. By the way, this is future Marvel films. I'm not going to be including post credits if they're films that have already come out. Unless they're films that haven't come out yet, then I'm not going to cover post credit scenes. Right, so this is the order of deaths plus Nick Fury, Maria Hill, and anyone we see in the background. So let's start from the top. So originally, the way the characters knew they lost was Bucky Barnes disintegrating. Then unnamed Wakandan soldiers just get disintegrated. Then the next ones are all people we know. So Black Panther gets erased when he says, "There's no place to die." Groot says, "I am Groot," and then just dies in front of Rocket Raccoon. We got Scarlet Witch's death, which had no emotion to it, because we only known her for about 2 films, which were Civil War and Age of Ultron. So it's like, it's sad, but at the end of the day, she did basically fuck all for like anyone really. So I don't really care. Then the next one was Falcon. Yet again, a character that came in more later, so it wasn't as pivotal as. I know that's going to bite me in the ass for saying that, because Spider-Man, obviously, as we know, is the emotional scene. That's because it was drawn out. The others were just a quick, I'm dying. This one was like 5 seconds of just pure, just quotes and just death. The biggest meme was, "I don't feel so good." Yes, he's the guy that said, "I don't feel so good," and brought that meme into everyone's book. But let's continue. So that's all the victims of Wakanda. Now it's the victims of Titan. So Mantis gets disintegrated. She knows because she has this like spider sense, but Mantis sense we're gonna call it. Drax gets it doesn't look like he had a fucking orgasm before he was fucking disintegrated into dust molecules. Then we got Quill. Obviously, Doctor Strange obviously went but bit the dust. And the last death of this film, that's not a post-credit scene, is Spider-Man. The longest, most drawn-out death. It tried to play the emotions of you. And it also shows he's still basically a kid. And basically there's like, he's suffering as a kid. Basically, he's like us. And he's just been like turned to dust. The film ends with Thanos sitting down, knowing that he's done what he went out to do, didn't fail, and now has just disintegrated half the universe, which will be resolved in tomorrow's review, Endgame, which I'm hoping to hopefully get about 7-8 pages on. I'm gonna have to shot on the film. So what I'm gonna do is I'm probably gonna do bits of beginning, the most quintessential parts, and then I'm gonna go and skip to do all the crystals and that. Just a warning. This was my review. I gave it a 7.5 out of 10. The fight and stone collecting were fun, but the stuff in the beginning felt just like they wanted to get out 2 hours. It didn't feel like they did anything. There was some. I'm not saying that there wasn't any in the between parts. I weren't stone collecting and that weren't important. There was a lot of really funny jokes, including the Squidward one. I think everyone at least cracked a laugh the first time at least a little snigger when they heard that the first time. Because it does, and then, sorry, but yeah, this film is going to get resolved in tomorrow's review, which has already been written out, so I don't have to do that, so I can get straight into the movie when Dad wakes up, review the whole movie, and make that video and upload it. Bye-bye.